In the last video on chord movement, we looked at the importance of the tension and release between the 5 chord releasing to the 1 chord, and how that's kind of foundational in how chords move. And in that lesson, I talked about how individual notes also wants to move in what I called fourths. Now, this lesson is going to talk and demonstrate for you what that is all about. But in order for me to explain that, because talking about things moving in cycles of fourths is another term that they use. It's kind of confusing using just the number system, because we're talking about numbers and it's fourths and what's the relationship. I want to visually demonstrate this for you, so hopefully you'll just you'll just get it. You'll get your aha into this chord movement theory. Here we go. I'm going to write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I'm going to continue another set, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'll end there. So, if you look at this, if I start on this 7th chord here, and I'm going to move up a 4th, and this is not the exact definition of the fourths that I will show you in a little bit, but if I were to go from here, a 4th away from 7 will be 1, 2, 3, 4 steps away. So this 7 note, there's something pleasing to the ear of it going from 7 to 3. Now, there's not like a super strong pull between these, not like the other notes we looked at, the 7 going to 1 and 4 dropping to 3. But there's also a little bit of pull from 7 to 3. And that's a 4th away. And also from 3 to, watch this, 1, 2, 3, 4, to the 6. To the 6. And then from 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, to the 2. And then 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, to the 5. And we learned in the last lesson that the strongest pull is from 5 to 1. Now watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 steps away. So 5 to 1. Now I've covered all 7 chords. Except for 1 chord, which is the 4. 1, 2, 3, missing 4, 5, 6, 7. Do you see that? So that's 4 steps away. 7 to 3. 3 to 6, 6 to 2, 2 to 5, 5 to 1. Now, the reason why they call it the fourths, or the cycle of fourths, I have to demonstrate this by drawing the diagram circle of fifths. Now, this is like deep music theory, and I like to really explain it more in practical terms. So here, let me do that over. Let me try to draw. See if this makes sense for you. So the circle of fifths diagram is basically a round circle that this is supposed to be. And there's 12 different notes on this. You know, a good way to look at it is like a clock has 12 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, I'm going to do it the same way. We'll go here. That'd be 6, 3, 9. And in between, to divide these evenly, there's got to be 2, right? So here we go. Now, most of the time, the circle of fifths is drawn with note names in the key of C. So I will write that. It's C, G, D, A, E, B. Over here, the fourth is an F. Over here is a B flat. This one is an E flat, A flat, D flat, and G flat. And remember, like our other lessons in the number system, there's 7 notes that don't have a flat sign in front of it, or, they're not flatted basically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Aha. So let me now write this circle of fifths. I don't know if you've ever looked at it this way, but using these numbers. So let's say we are in the key of C and C is 1. This is what it would look like. 1. G is 5. D is 2. A is 6. E is 3. B is 7. This way, it's 1, 4, flat 7. This is a flat 3, flat 6, flat 2, and then flat 5. Now this makes sense. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 5 flatted numbers. Flat 2, flat 3, flat 5, flat 6, flat 7. Okay, that completes. All right, so one important thing to understand about the circle of fifths is this. When they talk about circle of the fifths, it's talking about when notes are traveling this way, clockwise. This is cycle or circle. I'll put cycle. Cycle of fifths. 1 going to 5, 5 going to 2, 2 going to 6, this way. But when you go the counterclockwise this way, that's what's called the cycle. I'm going to run out of room. Cycle of fourths. Okay, so chords or notes want to move in the cycle of fourths. The way I like to look at it is it likes to travel in reverse order of the cycle of fifths, which is the same as cycle of fourths. Now you understand why 7 wants to go to 3. See? And 3 wants to go to 6. And 6 wants to go to 2. 2 wants to go to 5. 5 wants to go to 1. And there is a pull from 1 to 4, but remember 1 represents the home chord. And so when it gets to the home chord, it's kind of complete. It's resolved. And so you don't have to go to the 4 because it's done. There's a period there. Okay, so let me show you this now, how this works in an actual key with a C, in the key of C. So the 7 would be what's called the B. Remember, there's a type of chord. 7th chords are diminished. So B diminished wants to pull a little bit to the 3, which is an E minor. Remember, 3 chords are minor. And 3 wants to pull to 6. 3 goes to 6, which in the key of C is A minor. And 6 wants to go to 2 this way. 6 goes to 2, which is D. And 2 chords are minor. And 2 goes to 5. 5 in the key of C is G. But remember, G is a major chord, but when you're looking at it, 4 notes becomes a dominant 7th chord, 7th, G7. And that has the most tension. That wants to pull to 1, which is C. And this is why you see so many songs. Oh, yeah. Before that, let me show you this real quick, what it looks like on a fretboard. So the way circle of fourths or cycles of fourths work on the guitar or bass. So let's just pick this note here. It's an E. This is kind of the music theory of how notes travel in fourths. On the fretboard, there's an easier way. All you need to look at is you pick a note, and that same note moved up, depending on how you're looking at this fretboard, but in this diagram, moved up to the same fret, next string. That is a relationship of a fourth. So from here to there is a fourth. So the same thing goes from here, moved up to this is a fourth. Now from here, moved up here is another fourth. Now I'm not going to continue on going here because, you know, on the guitar is different from the bass and the tuning's different from this G to the B string. So I'm going to move this note to here because that's an octave. This is an octave relationship. So if I start here, once again, it wants to go up to the fourth. I'm going to pull this to the octave here. This note wants to go up here. This note wants to go up here. Make an octave to here, octave to here. That's how the fourths work on the guitar. Okay, now going back to this demonstration, that is why there are so many songs that use the progression. Well, actually, you remember in jazz, we looked at this. The most common progression is a 2, 5, 1. And if you look at this, 2, 5, 1, one of the reasons why is because it's following this circle of fourths, how the chords travel. 2 minor, 5 dominant, 1. But there are so many other songs that go from 6, 2, 5, 1. The song Daughters by John Mayer, that's basically the majority of the song. 6 pulls to 2, which pulls to 5, pulls to 1. And these two progression examples are so many of the jazz standards, and even modern songs will follow this progression. Once again, because that's how chords tend to want to move, because it is pleasing to the ear when chords move in that way. So I hope this isn't too confusing. I hope you're able to watch it and understand, at least understand what's going on, and begin to really apply this as you're coming up with songs. You can't lose with this progression. You know, it's been proven hundreds and hundreds of years. It's been proven that it's just something that the human likes. It sounds pleasant to us.